What's up, guys? Kevin Smock here with Smock Knives. This is just a real quick shop update. Honestly, I don't even know if I'll post it. A lot of the shop update stuff doesn't really get a lot of views, but the shop will probably never be this clean again, so I figured I should do a quick video. So the shop was doing okay, other than the fact that I did not have a grinding room and a very good dust collection for that matter. And I had gotten sick, upper respiratory, whatever, and started coughing up some black stuff after working in the shop that day. So at that point, I'm like, I've had enough. I've sprayed chemicals for 10 years. I really don't want to get lung cancer. So I figured no better time than now than to put in a grinding room with a proper dust collection system, so that, hopefully I don't get sick later in life. So I shut the shop down. It's taken me a couple of weeks. It really shouldn't have taken that long, but I put my back out. I'm just falling apart. You hit 40 and just everything falls apart. And with my back being out, this was probably one of the hardest things I've had to do by myself. It was rough. But at any rate, so I just wanted to kind of show you the shop real quick and let you see what's going on. So one of the things that I did is I made these little wall tool holders. Pretty much just a sheet of plywood, and then you get little sections of pine, and you can cut holes in it and hang them up and put your tools where you need them. I've got a couple of tool cabinets. I've had that Craftsman one forever, and it's just a big dump all, and I hate it. And that thing is I'm probably going to put it up for sale and get rid of it and get another one of these Huskies. The Huskies are pretty nice, but still the top of that ends up being a catch-all, so I don't know what we're going to do. But at any rate, I started hanging my most used tools on the wall. That way they're easily accessible. I can find them. I've spent 10 minutes, 20 minutes looking for a tool that I just had in my hand, and I got sick of it. So hanging stuff up where it needs to go so I can find it. Also did this little charging station to hang my impact driver and drill and cordless stuff. Hang the torches and the levels and that kind of stuff. I've still got plenty of room here. I'm going to hang sockets and stuff. Just haven't got that far yet, but that's what we're going to do with that. Got to clean up the mill. The mill's been sitting here collecting dust while I've been building everything, so tomorrow that'll be the task of going through and tramming it and making sure that it's ready to go to start making parts. Drill presses. Put these on the back side of the wall here. Got my old trusty jet. Just put up a magnetic tool holder there. And those are the bits. I don't use those for making knives, but if I'm making something like these tool rests, holders, or whatever, those are the most common bits. So I don't have to search for them. They're right there. Obviously, I like my wind drill presses. These two here I've slowed down. I put bigger pulleys on them. So you can get an adapter to fit, because these are millimeters, but you can get adapters that fit. I actually had these two bored out by a friend, so I can put bigger pulleys on there so they go slower, which is good for like chamfering bits and stuff for titanium. You don't want them going too fast, otherwise it'll cause chatter. This one here, I actually need to get a 1-inch larger belt. That's why it's not hooked up. That one there is set up for drilling Kydex. So I just put a Kydex drill bit, and then I put this little standoff here so that when you're putting Kydex that's uneven, you don't want it on a flat surface. That way you can hold it, and the Kydex can be odd, whatever shaped, and it's not going to screw you up. And I got my Tapmatic set up here. So this is, I've shown this before. Just an easy setup, and I've got this little thing on here that can come off, and I cap the bottom of that off, and I can fill it with tapping fluid, and that way I can just dip it in the tapping fluid and then tap the part. I have it hooked up to a foot switch so that way I've got one hand holding the part and one hand, you know, working the drill press, and I can use my foot to turn it on and off. And I also did a little mod where I rewired this. I put a hole, let's see if I can get the camera. I put a hole right there that goes down through the shaft, and instead of normally the power wire comes out here and down here, and then you've got this power wire hanging, and it was just looked like crap. So instead I ran it down through the center of here and then through a hole in the table down below, and I'm not going to get down there, but they all come down below and hook up to a power strip. So now there's no wires anywhere. The only wire is there for that drill bit sharpener. Then I've got my Wen bandsaw that I hooked up, which I'm going to do a video on as well, or it might already be posted, I don't know. But I set that up so that I've got more clearance over here, and I can cut larger pieces of steel. And I don't need the big table that it comes with, because it's just going to be used dedicated vertical, so it is what it is, and it works great. Then I got this big table here on the back side. I've got all my parts and pieces, so I've got this separated all into end mills by size, drill bits by size, parts and pieces, what I'm working on, you know, just other stuff. These are all orders that will be coming up next. I've got them all ready to go. And the lovely lawnmower that I can't find a place to put. Then I've got vices and presses and stuff that I need set up there. Some extra space here, which I'm sure I'll fill with something. I've got some designs that I'm working on, just new stuff, possibly for blade. Again, I don't have a lot of time to work on new stuff because I've got current orders to do. But I've, you know, if I get something in my head, I got to get it drawn out, get it on paper, get a prototype made or something. If I want to plan on making any in the next 6 months, you know, and I'd like to have some of these for Blade Show. So you got to kind of be ahead of the ball, because, you know, I don't want to cut something off 2 weeks before Blade Show and hate it. So there's just some catch-all crap over there. This is, you know, it's got I got my radio, and I've got, you know, oils and stuff that I need, Kydex stuff, clamps, oven I use for doing Cerakote, Kydex, you know, that kind of thing. And I got my wall heater there. This is kind of a mess yet, but I plan on getting a new line ran to the garage at some point or another, so that I can have a 220 air compressor. This is just a 110, but it's not big enough for what I need, but it's working for now. And then I did this little setup here. This is for mostly liquid stuff. So Cerakote. I've got my anodizing stuff. My logo etcher, you know, carbonizer. Then over here, this is just kind of a placemat. I want to get a metal cabinet to put liquids and stuff in, and then I want to get a like a little tiny tabletop parts washer, just so I can rinse stuff off when I'm anodizing and that kind of thing. So that'll be sometime in the future. Then I took my buffer that it's been on the benchtop forever, and it's always spraying, you know, when you're loading it up with compound, it's shooting compound across the table, and you don't have a lot of clearance for doing longer stuff. So as I've got, you know, some kitchen knives that are longer, who knows what I'm going to be doing in the future, I wanted to make sure that I had enough length to, you know, I can buff down like this and not hit a table. So I took the motor off of the base, and flipped it around so that my on-off switch was on top and my power cable was on the bottom. Drilled a hole in the wall and just ran the power cable through there. And then I just got these covers. I need to think of something better. If anybody's got a better solution for covering these up. I don't want dust and particles getting into the buffing wheels and then causing scratches. And then I did a little shelf here to put my compounds on so that I don't have to go look for them. And then the grinding room. The grinding room, I put a fan at the top. I plan on replacing that with a like a wind air filter, shop filter system. But for right now, I put a fan and then I put a filter, house filter, on the back of it to pull air, draw air out of the workshop or out of the grinding room, and clean it as it's pulling it out. And then I just put a shower curtain here for now. This won't be permanent. I need to get a something better there. Then inside the grinding room, I've got my blasting cabinet. That way it's not leaking media, which this thing really doesn't leak media, but who knows if it will down the road. Love this blasting cabinet. If you've got Harbor Freight stuff, pitch it, sell it on Facebook or whatever, and go get yourself an Eastwood. These things are so nice. You know, they got clamps here, and it lifts up. Yeah, they're awesome. Love it. Love it. Wish I had room for two. And then I've got a little station here, router bit, all my Dremels. This is going to be like a little staging station or Dremel bit. I plan on putting a dust collection thingy right here so that if I'm using the Dremel causing dust, it'll go right into the dust collection. There's a bunch of designs up there. So I've got them up in my face so I can see them. And then my grinder, my KMG. Well, I had everything apart. I painted the KMG because it was starting to rust. And that's just silliness. So like, you know, $5 in paint, can of paint, and painted it up so now it won't rust anymore, which is cool. You know, hanging belts there. This is the new dust collection. So this was a Harbor Freight 2 horsepower deal. I got a 20% off coupon, went and picked it up. And then I got this. This is like a this is a dust deputy, and they make a larger dust deputy, but it's plastic. And I really didn't want to have plastic at this point because of sparks and whatnot. And I got to put in a spark arrestor, but I haven't got that far yet. But for now, I got this on eBay. You know, just type in Cyclone Dust Collection System. It's all steel, come with a steel bucket down here. And I'm hoping that it works good. I mean, I think the dust deputies are probably, you know, smoother edges because this thing is, you know, like welded together. But it's steel. So that way I don't have to worry about sparks so much. And I've got my old shop vac and dust deputy in here for now because I still need to get a filter for this. Once I get this all hooked up, maybe I'll do a little video of it. But for now, that's where it's at. I got an AMK horizontal grinder. I need to do a review video on this, which I will be doing at some point. So keep an eye out for that. Horizontal dedicated grinder is awesome. Love this thing. But again, I'll do a separate video on it. And then just got a 1x30 I use for several different things. Grinder with Scotch-Brite wheels on it. And then I've got my Wicked Edge system set up here for now. I'm looking at different options for sharpening, and I don't want this to be my dedicated way of sharpening. It just takes too damn long. But I haven't found something that I love. I've been looking at CBN wheels on a grinder. That might be an option, but I haven't got that far yet. But this will be the sharpening station once I get to that point. And then just hung some of my mask and stuff that I need. And then there's the other side of that fan with just a regular house filter on it. And we'll see how that works. I might put one on the other side as well, but that's the way it is for now. So that's pretty much the shop. Couple of things left to do. Hopefully after Blade Show, if you know, if everything goes okay, and I can make some money, I want to run a separate power line out here, so I'm not running just a breaker off the house. And then I want to add a larger 220 air compressor, and then hopefully a CNC. That's kind of my goal. Just a small Tormach. I don't want it, you know, I'm not going to be doing everything by CNC, but just to have an extra, you know, when it's just me doing everything takes twice as long as I think it's going to take, and to have a CNC, even if it's just doing outside profiles or something, would be a huge help. But that's where we're at, guys. Give a like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Facebook, Smock Knives. It is a closed group, but as long as you don't look like a wacko psycho or something, I'll let you in. And that's pretty much it, guys. 2018 hopefully is going to be a great year, and I'll get back to work here next week, and this place will be a mess here shortly, but at least for now it looks pretty good. All right, talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend.